Yeah, but have you considered you're doing the exact same thing as Tucker Carlson did in Russia? I'm not even here to do like government propaganda anyway.
This is the first. Wait.
Really?
Is that a Bible?
No, that's a little red book.
It is basically.
The
That's
little red book?
The little red book. It's the red Bible.
Yeah, one of the funniest things about people freaking out about the little red book thing and comparing it to Mein Kampf is that it just immediately shows that Americans do not know how to read.
Hasan's chat is getting sick of the propaganda he keeps on trying to innocently shove down their throats. Even his own viewers are comparing his China visit to the time Tucker Carlson went to Russia to interview Putin. But honestly, at least Tucker offered at least some form of criticism. What Hasan is doing, on the other hand, though, is just absolutely shameless. And it seems like even his own community is getting sick of it.
But yeah. Yeah, but have you considered you're doing the exact same thing as Tucker Carlson did in Russia? Dude, even, you know what's really funny about that? People being like, oh, Hasan, you're doing Tucker Carlson style propaganda. You know what's funny about that? America doesn't even have sanctions on China in the way that it has on Russia. Like, the American government disagrees with that take. Okay? Like, I'm in a country that is the manufacturing hub of the planet, a country that is responsible for 30% of all goods coming into the United States of America. So when people try to do this comparison, when they're like, well, you know, spot the difference, you can't. We're here to interview the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, and then it's just me taking a photo in Shanghai on a boat. Like, yeah, I'm not here to interview Xi Jinping, which, by the way, would have been amazing. I mean, but that's just never going to happen. Let's be real. They're literally just liberals pushing China bad. Absolutely anyone in the world that visited the U.S. deserves far more scrutiny, but they're all Ameroid psychopaths. Yeah. Like Tucker's journey to Moscow. It's a trip designed for the core purpose of rehabilitating an authoritarian regime in the eyes of the American public. No difference. Yeah, I think when guys like this do stuff like this, they basically give the game away. When they're just saying like, oh, I don't like that I'm watching you in China, and it makes me reconsider what I previously thought China was like. Because there is no, like, I'm not doing any fucking, like, I'm spending a lot of money out of my own pocket. Okay? We are spending a ton of money out of our pockets to be here. Okay? A ton. This is the most expensive trip that Fear End has ever done, by far. Like, even if you were to consider this propaganda, like Tucker Carlson went to Russia to be like, it's awesome that they invaded Ukraine. I went to China and I was like, I really like high-speed rail, and I think America should also build it and infrastructure as well, considering we are the richest nation on the planet. Like, these things are not even remotely comparable. What the f? These people are just on maximalist copium. And I'm not even here to do, like, government propaganda anyway.
Does anybody else find it weird how Hasan approaches his criticism? I mean, think about it. The chatter said he should consider he's doing the same thing Tucker Carlson did. And the guy responds back with some nonsense ramble about the US government not having sanctions on China, and that China is the manufacturing hub of the planet. Like, the guy has to approach it in a way that makes it sound like what he's doing isn't that bad at all. He's basically just confirming the chatter is right with the way he even approaches his response. The guy is clearly trying to make it seem like China is just some average place that isn't associated with forced labor and insane poverty, and absolutely no ability to criticize the government, not to mention the complete lack of social programs. Why is this guy sidestepping every single criticism people have with China and just responding with, but America? Like, all these things he hand waves in China, he would be crying about in America. And what does he mean by he isn't doing government propaganda. Like, what is this exactly?
Dallas
Man.
Stars fan.
Dallas Stars.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What is this? Hey, what's going on?
No problem, chat.
Oh no way! It's a small one.
And it's the first version.
This is the first. Wait.
Really?
Is that a Bible?
No, that's a little red book.
It is basically.
The
That's
Little Red Book?
The little red book. It's the red Bible, is what it is.
Okay. Some may say more important than the Bible. Some may.
Especially over here.
Yep.
These were incredible. Well, they weren't very rare at the time, but this is a red book. Okay, quotations from the chairman Mao Zedong, and this is an English version from I guess from 1966. Okay, so initially they actually started printing these. I mean, there were so many that they printed of these, and I think by this point they did not want the English versions to be printed, so they tried to secure all the copies back. They were trying to like get as many of the copies of the English versions back as possible, and this is really, really special.
Are you going to the site of the first CPC National Congress? It's down the road where they founded the party.
Wow.
But yeah, it's like the buildings where they founded the party, and there's a giant underground museum with all sorts of artifacts and stuff. Cool. It's pretty cool to check out.
That's dope. Yeah, this is where the CPC was founded.
Yep.
In Shanghai.
Xintiandi. They even changed the subway station a couple years ago to the from the Xintiandi station to the first Congress or what? Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
first.
So, I guess receiving Mao's little red book and fangirling about it, while you talk about how Shanghai is the place the party was founded, apparently isn't government propaganda. Remind me again, how many tens of millions of people Mao is responsible for killing? But yeah, totally not government propaganda, guys. I mean, it's not like he attended the flag-raising ceremony at Tiananmen Square and almost got arrested because he showed a meme. And the guy just tried to act like it was totally not a big deal because white people don't normally attend the ceremony. You know, if none of this is propaganda, I would like to see what Hasan thinks actual propaganda is.
Your haters are trapping themselves with a little red book clip. This is horrifying and evil. Imagine reacting like this to receiving a first edition of Mein Kampf. Ah, the anti-reactionary spiritual self-help, how to fight your oppressor's book is the same as Mein Kampf. An incoherent, badly written effort post on why Jewish people is to blame on anything and everything. Smartest American flag user. Yeah, one of the funniest things about people freaking out about the little red book thing and comparing it to Mein Kampf is that it just immediately shows that Americans do not know how to read, are inherently reactionary, inherently anti-intellectual. Remember, Mark Milley said he read Mao Zedong, and everybody yelled at him. Okay? Mark Milley. American General Mark Milley was like, of course I read Mao Zedong. You have to read. I'm a general. Our soldiers also have to read. And Americans reacted to that by saying he was woke and a homosexual. They said he was Marx Milley, the woke septum-piercing having purple-haired general. We are run by fucking baboons, okay? America is a country entirely comprised of cackling hyenas and absolute donkeys, okay?
And again, he's trying to sidestep the criticism with some sort of nonsense anecdote. Like, yes, let's not address the millions of deaths he's responsible for. Let's talk about how the book is actually about being anti-reactionary and self-help oriented. Remember, guys, how they called Mark Milley Marx Milley and said he was gay? Like, this is just a total sidestep of the actual issue. Like, what if somebody was in Germany and they received one of Hitler's dog paintings? I mean, I'm sure those dog paintings had some sort of positive message as well. Like, honestly, what in the actual are we talking about here? This guy is just absolutely shameless with obfuscating the problems with China and its government.
We are intellectually lazy, not just incurious, oversimplifying and reducing everything to false equivalencies. No, it's that, but it's also it makes me so sad because I love America. Okay. I'm not a very patriotic person, but I love Americans and I love the promise of America. I love the potential of America. It's the wealthiest nation on the planet. There are so many people that want to do better for one another. And we're just constantly stuck in this never ending spiral of death and destruction. You know? Like, think about it this way. People say, I love China, Hasan loves China. Motherfucker, I'm one of the only goddamn content creators out here that actually makes his merchandise in the United States of America with union hands. Okay? How many fucking right-wing Republicans, how many fucking liberals you know that actually make their own merchandise in China because it's much cheaper and they can make a way higher profit margin as opposed to your boy. Okay? Don't be fooled. Hasan Abi keeps repeating this talking point so he can sell it for ludicrous prices. He is a capitalist through and through. Yeah. Thank you, Top G. I think you're a little bit jealous that I did actually finally come to China and I've been enjoying it. What happened? It scares me for everything I know. Listen, for everything I know about how nations have failed historically, increased militarism and withdrawing themselves from normal diplomatic processes around the world and basically just moving in the direction against education, moving in the direction against growth, and constantly seeking out territorial acquisition. Like, this is how empires fall. Okay? Historically. And that's where we're at in America. It just makes me sad.
Ah, yes, America is stuck in the spiral of death and destruction and territorial acquisition, as opposed to communist China. What planet is this guy living on? Does he know about the South China Sea and how they're building islands trying to expand their influence over the region? Does he know about the forced labor camps and the suppression of the Uyghur identity? Does he not know about the absolute insane levels of poverty in mainland China? He says America is withdrawing themselves from the normal diplomatic process around the world, when that is literally China's specialty. Hasan keeps claiming he isn't doing propaganda, but the facts speak for themselves. He is addressing literally everything with this "but America" lens. Every time a chatter or a friend brings up something that could make China look bad, he has to hit us with all these "but America"isms at the end of it. What this guy is doing is just absolutely shameless. This is clearly just all a clout tour to bring himself into a massive new market because he feels like he's being left behind or something. And he will do anything he has to keep that mission on track, be it sidestepping every criticism about China or acting like him almost being arrested is no big deal. And this guy's propaganda tour isn't even over yet. What's next? Who knows? Anyway, guys, I said my bit. Hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to see more content like this, YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video right here.